Sometimes when you're going through stuff on your own, especially when it comes to your mental health, people don't see what's going on underneath. They only see what's on the surface. They see that you're around, they see you interacting, engaging in a bit of small talk. They might see you smile here and there. And people think everything's all right, that you're fine. And that can often not be the case. In my last couple of videos, I talked about needing a reset. And I want to talk to you today about what was really going on behind that, because I haven't told you the full story. At the time, I felt it was important to get away, to get a break, to separate myself from my day-to-day life. And I didn't really understand why at the time. It just felt necessary. And I'm sure that's something that a lot of you can relate to as well. The need to take some time out, the need to slow down, the need to find a way to recharge yourself. Easier said than done sometimes. And it's not always even a magic bullet, because it doesn't always have the desired effect. So when I was in the Lake District, I had a good time connecting with nature. You saw me walking, talking. I was very in the moment and very present. And it was a very healthy way for me to try to reconnect with the present. And that was in part, I think, because thoughts can be overwhelming, pressures, what's coming up in your life ahead of time, things you do and don't have control over, and how much that can dominate your stress levels, your eating habits, your attitude, the way you come across to people. All those pressure points in life. So reconnecting with the present felt incredibly important, and it was something I needed to do. And what better way to do that than to get outdoors on your own, reconnect with nature, hear the birds, feel the peace. And that did the job. It definitely worked. But as I say, it wasn't a magic bullet, because you come back to your routines and your responsibilities in life, and you're working, you've got your family commitments. Well, I have. You come back to life, things carry on, things don't stop because you've gone away or you've slowed down. That doesn't mean everyone else has slowed down. So it's a short-lived feeling, and I was doing what I could to hold on to those experiences I had through the video footage I had, through those experiences I had climbing mountains. I'm in the clouds. It's so quiet. And just deeply connecting with nature in the way that I did. And that works for a time, it does, but it doesn't last forever. I really wish there was a way for that feeling to last forever. And if any of you know that, please share it in the comments. So why did I feel the need to reset? Why do we all feel the need to reset? The harsh reality is life can get overwhelming, and it can get too full on, and it can get too out of control very quickly. And that is where I was at the time in my headspace. And it was a combination of a wide range of factors for me, between home life, family life, work life, personal life, personal interests, and trying to find and maintain my sense of inner calm and a sense of control over my life, and not feeling like I'm constantly being dictated to by what other people's needs are all the time. And I think realistically that got too much for me. And so I needed to find a way to slow down, step back, and reassess my life, make some changes so that I could regain that sense of control. And feel comfortable again. So has it worked? I think it has, yeah, to a degree. It's helped me to slow down, and I've been building in me time during my weeks, and that can look like a shorter day. Maybe I'll finish work a little bit early, or maybe I'll book some time off just to have a bit of quiet space for myself. Trying to kick out some of the bad habits at night time, like I'm not eating in the evenings anymore in the way that I used to, so I can sleep a little bit better. Um, I'm trying to stay more hydrated, so I'm drinking more fluids during the day, and that's helping me keep things like headaches away. I mean, you could say, well, yeah, anyone could do that, and most people know that, but that doesn't mean it's a habit you have in your life, even. And sometimes it's those sort of things that you almost need to remind yourself of. And they, have that positive benefit in your day to day life. So, yeah, I'm doing stuff like that, which is good. Um, and there is a discipline with keeping going with those kind of habits. As soon as you start slipping, that's when you start feeling those negative feelings, and you get those side effects that come up because of those, because you're neglecting yourself, or you're neglecting your body. So I think it's been important for me to be honest with myself, and to take time to think about how I'm genuinely feeling, and reflect on what is actually going on in my life, and what I'm enjoying, what gives me pleasure and satisfaction, what gives me stress, what's negative, what I can also do about, and what I can also do about some of that negativity as well, because it doesn't have to own you. There are experiences that you control, there are decisions that you can make so that you are a bit more comfortable. You don't have to say yes to everybody for everything that you're doing. And sometimes you do have to put yourself first. And for me, that has been a really significant moment, particularly with my mental health, and coming to terms with depression and the level of anxiety that I can have sometimes, and how I have to cope with that. And the fact that it comes and goes as well, it doesn't just disappear for good, it gets triggered again and again. And that can be really debilitating and really stressful, and can feel like you're stuck in the unknown. You don't know how long it's going to go on for. Or if you don't have control over what you know is causing you a lot of anxiety, that can be incredibly hard. So being aware of this stuff in yourself, and understanding what you can manage and what changes that you can make to try and reduce those pressures, is something that I think I'm starting to come to terms with and understand a bit better about myself. And over time, I've also had several ups and downs now over the last 3 years or so. And it's made me understand that you're not out of the woods when it comes to your mental health and your illnesses that you deal with, because life experiences can knock you back, and they can trigger this negative response. And sometimes, if you let it, it can snowball, and it can affect all parts of your life. So one of the things I'm trying to do is understand how these life experiences are affecting me. And perhaps there are things in life I can't cope with now in the way that I used to be able to. They're too stressful, or they're too dramatic, or there's just too much complication going on that just leads to anxiety and stress. And frustration and those kind of experiences that I just don't want in my life. Like, if I can reduce that as much as I can, then that's a good thing. And it could mean that maybe I don't go to as many social events as I used to. Um, I have to set limits for myself, for my own mental health, and for my own sanity, that I don't, that perhaps, life changes, we change as we get older, and we just have to make changes sometimes. And that can come about in lots of different ways for many people. It's probably quite a personal experience. I'm sharing mine with you now, but I'm sure you can relate to this for yourself in the life challenges that you've had as well. If you can relate to this, please do connect in the comments, because I'd love to read what you have to say about your own experience. And I'm sure many of us would relate to that as well. So to summarize, I've not been okay for a while, and it's taken me time to honestly say that to myself and to know what not being okay means. And for me, it's like my compass is off. I'm off kilter, and you're battling through the days, you're struggling on, but it's not sustainable. So things have to change. And it's understanding what those changes are that are needed. And that's the hard part. That can take time. It's not always obvious. So for me, slowing down, taking time away, time for reflection, dealing with what you can control and reducing what you can't has helped. So if you have any tips for what's worked with you, please share them. We're all on a life journey. We're all looking to learn. None of us are experts, and we're often going through things for the first time in life, and we all just want to be as comfortable and as happy as we can be. So thank you for listening and getting this far. It always takes a lot for me to open up like this, but it's important that I can put words to my experiences, and if you can relate to them and get benefit from it as well, then that's even better. So thank you, and have a good day. I'll see you on the next video.